We should be recording. Hey everyone, this is Joshua Thomas, and we are on the Thrill Road Express. We're on the Thrill Road Express, and we are about to play the Stanley Parable. So we're gonna begin the game. It's gonna load. We're gonna follow the narrator first of all, just because I know from hearing about it that a lot of things are gonna you're going to get like little Easter eggs if you've followed the main narrative. So that's what we're going to start off with. The end is never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Here we go.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-winning, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright, I've got control. And I've heard so many things about this, and I'm just so excited to play it now. So, what time is it? It's hard to read that clock. It's almost 11. It's 11:25. That clock is actually moving.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Let's see what is on it. Alright, so I turned it off. Okay, that sounded quick. Let's see what that comes as. Look, I just hit my boss. Okay, alright. Let's continue on. Got more cups. Maybe we'll read them later. Be my... I can't read that. Valentine? That's what it said. Access. No more computers. Just gonna press. I want to turn off all the computers. Why not? Nobody's here. It saves power. And we are an environmentally conscious society. Alright, here we go. Going through here. The halls. Can't really open any doors. Door closed behind me. Terrible. I don't know. I hate it. I love the Mondays that are like national holidays, federal holidays.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, we're gonna follow the narrator. That door closed. Okay. Still can't open any doors. Glowing monitor back there. There's just a certain... It's fun and funny, but also eerie at the same time. I feel like that painting has a different resolution than this one. high resolution, medium resolution, and low. Like even the frame.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Group Cabal. When? Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. R.I.P. Franz. Gotta meet you, Franz. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Everyone is unique. You most of all. I wonder which one. Number of slides on this slide. Charts. Charts and slides. Created with charts in the same slide depict the same information. Slide chart ratio. Oh my god, there's so many charts and slides. Oh my god, so many interesting things. Teenagers. Space between teenagers. Throw something in the ideas bin. 1. No more bins. Trash cans. Oh, that's 10. 20. Renaming of the ideas bin, I think. 30. Fixing off me. I don't know. Ideas bin. I don't know sure what's going on. Alright. We'll, around a little bit. Oh, that door closed too. Can't go anywhere. Alright, that's enough looking around, I'm sure. There's probably lots of things to read in here, lots of little funny things, but can't really pick up anything or interact with anything. Stanley is so nice, he refuses to even shove a chair. Alright. Here we go. Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
That's funny.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Alright. He probably goes further, but I'm just gonna keep going.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Following the narrator this time. I'm gonna call the narrator Bradley. Alright, Bradley, we're going upstairs. What's this? Executive bathroom, yes. I would like to use the executive bathroom. I'll get you next time, bathroom. Waiting to see. Okay, that was the staircase door. Bathroom door's still not open. This is where the secretary would be. Go anywhere else except. But no, I'm following the narrator.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
All right.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2, 8, 4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh my god, I love this game. I still want to look around this place more though. There's nothing to. Whiskey bottles. Oh man, you need to get some better photos of your family, dude. Ah, somebody was in the military. Kangaroos? I don't know. Either way. I'm already seeing a lot of things that on my next playthrough, I can just disobey. Oh wow, that's a big drop. I can disobey the narrator on, which we'll call Bradley. Thank you, Bradley. Oh, there's that on. I feel like in the future, there might be something here. Okay. Maybe not. Alright. I think the game wants me to go this way. There's a door here. Loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
This is the same door that opened to get me down here, so I'm wondering if that looks like it could also be a door. So I'm wondering if in an alternate playthrough, this door will open, leading somewhere else. Oh, lost power. Kind of creepy.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh my goodness, I'm loving this so much. Escape. Mind Control Facility. Escape. Oh my god, I so want to go down Escape, but I promised myself I would listen to the narrator. Oh my goodness.
Although this passageway had the word Escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I love this game so much. Oh my god, there's so many.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Oh my goodness. But how would he have known? How would he have known? Oh, so many deviations I can think of already. We'll definitely have to try some. Cameras. This is so much fun. Camera I've seen. This is fun. Let's go. Alright. Here's can't tell what words. I can't. Resolution 2, 4. Alright.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh, that's what that sound was. Pathway coming up. Alright. Whoa, I feel like I could fall off here. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to risk it. I've gone too far. Alright, this is... I'm loving this already. Loving this. Wait, there's another catwalk up there. So, I wonder if I'll get there somehow. There's a button. Desks. Would it be like to have this be your office? Like, oh yeah, this is my office. It's in a giant room. Lots of TV screens. Almost beat that. Okay, alright. Enough lollygagging pushing the button.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
That one over there, read with the red writing. Could that one? Stanley. Let's see if we can find some. 4427, right? There's, okay, 4427. That's Stanley's room. It is. That is, I wish I could zoom in somehow. That's Stanley's office right there. Oh, this is so cool. Fired. Number 104 is fired. Also, whoosh. That's fun. I want to read that red writing. There's more red writing over there, and I can't get to it. So cool. A couple people have been fired. Alright, moving on. go up.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
There's something else down there. Another platform there. I wonder if you can go further down. Like through. So many decisions. So many indecisions.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Maybe. But I'm not sure he is.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Oh, this is really difficult. I want to push all the buttons. I want to push every single button in here. There's 10 right there. And then there's like a yield triangle. I did push one of the buttons over there, so I don't know if that's going to change anything. More and more buttons. There's 10 there too. They all have the same symbols on them. Mind control status offline. Oh my goodness, it seems like there's so many things I could just do in here alone. And I am gonna walk down there this time. Because I'm gonna be the good boy. Oh god, there's a big red button right there. I think I'm supposed to go in there. Facility power. I guess that's where I'm gonna destroy everything. Oh my goodness, I'm not gonna walk up there either. That's great. The purple button. Can't quite make out what that symbol is. I can see there's a home symbol. The green one is like 2 arrows. The orange one, it has like squares on it. Tell what the purple one is though. Number 10, the triangle. Just can't tell what purple is. No, there's your door. It's just the one I came in. Nope. It's not the one. Okay, alright. There's buttons 1 and 2. Oh, wait. Oh, man, I'm gonna have to try so many things in this room. It's gonna take so many playthroughs. It's gonna be fun, though. Alright. Facility power, mind controls, idle, awaiting input. Read what's in the platform. I wish I had like a zoom option. Can't read that. Can't really read that either.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
2, 3 annexed. 431 for a pencil. 431 as per procedure. D10 not respond. Creating E-stats. Whatever that means. Employee 432. So there's this little icon in the center of the screen that says I can click on stuff. Like I can get close to it and click on it, but I don't know if it's going to do anything that the narrator doesn't want me to do. And I'm gonna be the good boy. Danger, electrical shock risk. So I'm gonna turn it off. I guess that's how I destroy it. Just saw the mouse cursor there for a second. What's going on? Oh, there it went again. It's dark. It's very dark in here. I see a little glimmer of light. What's this? Oh, I can see something.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
The music gets kind of loud when the narrator's talking. Oh, there's parking right there. Well, that's employee parking. It almost looks like a barn, but it looks like it's such a nice place. And you know what? There's so much light coming in, and it's so dark in here. Like, I cannot see anything except for this catwalk. Even where the pipes go. I wonder if I stay in here too long, the narrator will get frustrated again. I can't see anything off the sides. And up.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Nice. Alright, well, that's the game. So that's following all the orders from the narrator, basically. So the end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. Yeah, that was fun. Alright, fellow roaders. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that, I'm going to do a bunch more of these. Yeah, this is several years after the Stanley Parable came out, but heck, I'm just going to do my own playthroughs and hope that you'll enjoy them. So, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, like and subscribe, and make sure you check out our other videos. We also have done some of the forest videos, and we're currently, we're going to make more of those. We just got to make sure that our record settings are good and that the video turns out well. We just want to increase the quality of our video, which is why we haven't done them in a while. So we're testing this out to see how well this one looks. And we're back at the beginning. Alright, thanks for watching. You'll see this one in another recording. Later.